Kind of cool to have fans at a minicamp practice?
Oh yeah, it's definitely cool. Always good to have fans out here, man, just to see what's in store for the season coming up.
Does it kind of help, I guess, minicamp, it's practice, it's repetitive. Does it help keep the energy up at all?
Definitely help bring the energy. Usually with nobody out here, you got to find your own. But sometimes, the fans, they get to us and you can see how competitive it was today, But at the end of the day, we do everything for them.
What's it been like for you kind of integrating yourself, finding your way into this new offense? I guess everybody's learning it at the same time.
Oh, man, it's crazy because, when you have to learn like that and you kind of have to help other guys as well. So, at the end of the day, we want to come in and find our identity of who we are and who we're going to be. And, I think with the offense that we have and the players that we have, we can make a lot of things happen.
You had some really good momentum at the end of the year, you personally. With this new team and you got to learn all this stuff. So can that dampen momentum, or how do you keep that momentum up?
Oh man, that's just staying focused and locked in. At the end of the day, all I can do is go study what I need to study and keep performing. Stay on top of the little details, the fundamental things. Can't get tired of those things. And at the end of the day, I just want to be the player that I can be.
Do you feel like you have to kind of help Travis along too? As a rookie, you got to bring him along.
I wouldn't even say feel like it. I think that's mandatory. Because at the end of the day, we have a standard that we have, and we want to set that standard early. And for me to, just help him along the way because, I've been here for a little while, and I know the ins and outs, and I've been on the back end before. And I just want to keep him uplifted and, kind of help him understand as well. So I think it's not a feel like I have to do it. It's mandatory.
Do you have a feel for what your role is going to look like or how impactful you can be in the offense, or is it still too early?
For me right now, I'm set what the role is. It's to come in here and, be the guy to help, build the guys that's around me. I want to have a tempo setter to understand that we high energy and we want to go.
How's the four of you guys kind of coming together as a group? I've seen you Trevor.
Which four?
You, Trevor, Travis, Brian. The four of you, it kind of spent some time after practice working together. It seems like you guys are going to be the top three receivers with the quarterback. Like, how is that group coming together?
Oh man, we're doing good, and we're going to keep hauling in on the little details, getting our timing down, getting our chemistry together. And we're going to work on that every single day, and we're going to try to get together on the off season and continue that same thing.
For you, how much was it about the opportunity here? I know you got some opportunities in Washington and really came on. You probably didn't know that playoff game you were showing out for your new head coach.
Oh yeah, man. It's a blessing, to even be, in this spot right now because, a lot of people don't get that chance to even, have a career this long, to get to year 5. So that's a blessing for me to even have this opportunity and then to even have a coach that even believe in me to, allow me to be here.
Has Liam mentioned anything about watching you during that playoff game last year?
No, I think he just leave it alone. He never said anything about it, but I think he just leave it alone.
What do you like about this offense, and especially what it'll allow you to do?
Oh man, it's very complimentary. Nobody's just running one route. We all do the exact same thing, and it's kind of hard to guard 3 people that can necessarily do the same thing and then be explosive at the same time. I think even with the running backs that we have, they're explosive as well. So at the end of the day, I think this offense right here just sets us up, for success.
How much speed is on this offense?
Too much. Too much, man. And I didn't even know Brian was that fast. I didn't know. Just looking at him, you're like, man, you're not fast. But hey, he definitely got some wheels on him.
Is it? That's a good problem to have when he's like, well, who's the fastest guy out here?
I'm still say me. I'm still the fastest. But at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to stop two road runners.
4.2 though. Isn't that what Brian
4.2? I don't know what he ran.
Didn't it? Or was it 4.23 and then
4.23?
4.3.
Ran 4.2.
But how many times? You only run a 40 one time. So hey. I kind of missed out on the 40, the COVID stuff. So, yeah.
So we don't know.
Yeah. I just go.
It can't ever be a bad thing to push too much speed on.
Oh yeah, it's not never a bad thing, And for him to be able to be that fast and still be able to run every single route, and that's an advantage, because speed kills and route running is too.
What's the first impression you had when you saw Travis out here on the field?
Oh man, I'm completely honest. Boy, you dance a lot. But nah. That's just him being him, and I love it that he's going to always be himself, and he wants to be better at the end of the day. He asks a lot of questions, and he wants to understand. So, I appreciate that.
He'll help with the choreography for the touchdown dances, right?
Yeah, I don't have any dances, so we'll figure that one out.
Talking about the competitiveness of y'all going up against the defense, what is that defense giving you? Are they really like that good at times when they have the sparks of energy, flashes of maybe a takeaway here, maybe a takeaway there? How good is this defense?
Oh man, they're pretty solid and they're sound. And from what we get with the competitiveness is, we want to win every play. And it's hard to say that. We don't want them to win because we do, because we want to see what our defense can do at the same time. So at the end of the day, man, we just want to make each other better. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to give it every single play, and that's what we want.
What have you learned about Travis in the month or 6 weeks since you guys have all been together?
High energy, don't get tired. And like I said earlier, like he wants to be the guy. And he's going to do everything he can to be that guy.
Do you remember what it was like as a rookie and how you're trying to pick up an offense and all that other stuff, and now you're trying to figure out how to do the defense too? I mean, it's got to be a mental load.
Oh no, it's definitely a lot, because as a rookie you don't necessarily get a break. You go from season to training to the combine and all that, and then you hop right into it. There's no break, so it's a lot of stuff mentally that can necessarily drain. But at the end of the day, I don't see him getting drained though. You know what I'm saying? It's like a sponge, it's full of everything, and he's getting onto it. So
that's just youth, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. When you're that young, hey man, I say it's just like a kid. You don't get tired.
How complex is this offense? I've heard a couple of the guys say, they're still trying to kind of get some of the finer details of it down, and that's kind of what they're going to spend time on during the gap before training camp to make sure that it's it like a book, right?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, that all just comes to finding out who our identity is and who we want to be. So at the end of the day, things can be complex. It's different installs, and there's a lot of things that can go into it. But at the end of the day, we're going to find ourselves throughout that time, man. What are we good at? What can we do better, or what can we do the most? And those things right there is how we push forward. And then once we find out what are we good at, what are we best at, we just keep hauling on those, and we get it going from there.
What's the dynamic like? I know you talked about Travis dancing a little bit. He's got all the energy. Brian, on the other hand, you kind of got to pull the words.
They kind of chill. He kind of chill. So I mean,
two different ends of the spectrum almost.
Yeah, but that's good though, because like me, I'm a mixed guy. I'm in the middle of the fence. I can be little dancey, get some energy, but then I can be chill at the same time. It's kind of good to even have both of those, because it's a balancer. So.